right, so after a detour, I've made my way back to the world famous Pub Street. It's the middle of the day, so, not a whole lot going on, but I can tell you that it looks super fun. This is way nicer than Beer Street in Hanoi, for sure. So I will make it back tonight or tomorrow night, I'm sure. Get that. 75 cents for a tall boy. $3.50 for stir fried shrimp. I feel ripped off because I heard the beers are only 50 cents, 75 cents. But wait, there it is. 50-cent beers. Yeah, I'll bet you when this is lit up at night, I'll bet you this place is hopping. I wish I had the energy to come here tonight, but I don't think that'll happen. Maybe tomorrow. I have to tell you, the food looks a lot better here too. Yeah, this is upscale compared to Beer Street in Hanoi. So I've always wondered kind of what is Cambodian food, but they call it Khmer food. Spring rolls, stuff like that. It doesn't look a whole lot different than most other Asian food. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Khmer spices, red curry. I had some breakfast off the Indian station at the hotel, and it wasn't Indian at all. It was like a Thai fried noodle. It was delicious, but they called it Indian, and it wasn't. So live DJ dance floor open till 5 a.m. Look at this. Oh my God. That's what time I got up this morning. Open till 5 a.m. I bet it's crazy. Dollar beers, cocktails, buy one, get one. Nice. Well, I'm going to find a place to sit down and grab me a cold one. A 50-cent one if possible. Cocktails, $2. Shots, $1. Beer, 75 cents. Oh, look at this, free one shot. So I can go in here for 75 cents and get a beer and a shot. Or I can get a Mai Tai for $2. Or if I buy 2 buckets, I get a free t-shirt. Wow. I love this damn place. Love it. Can't wait to come down here at night. Might have to be tomorrow though. All right, signing out from Pub Street. All right, so good evening from Pub Street, Siem Reap. So these streets here are blocked off. They were open today. In fact, even tuk-tuks could go right in here to Pub Street. But tonight everything's blocked off, and you can see it's really beautiful. And it's kind of hard to tell when you walk through here during the day, but literally every place has an upstairs, which is cool. And it's really not too crazy. It's only 8 o'clock at night. It's mostly people eating. All the restaurants are crowded. I don't see any drunk people. They should actually call this Restaurant Street instead of Pub Street, because there's more eating than drinking going on. And had a pizza and a Diet Coke for $10. It was actually a respectable pizza. And what's interesting is I could have had a full Asian meal for $3 or $4. The pizza was $8 plus the Coke. So charge more for a pizza than for, shrimp stir fry and stuff like that. But that's what I wanted. I didn't want anything risky. And when I was here today, I saw a few signs that talked about music, and I've not seen evidence of that yet. Maybe it's still too early. I don't know. But yeah. Hi, how are you? I already ate. I already ate. So if I can find some music, I will drink a beer. If I can't find any music, maybe time to go back to the hotel and go to bed. But looking for some action here tonight. If there's any music. Hello? No tuk-tuk. Nope.
Why not, brother?
Why not?
Yes.
It's only 8 o'clock. Why would I go back now?
Okay.
I'm looking for music now. So.
Early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to cook now, brother.
No tuk-tuk. Thank you. Thank you. You can see the upstairs, and I think some of the music is happening upstairs actually. So I'm listening. I'm on the lookout for music. And other than that, I'm just going to stroll around, and they have a night market here on these side streets. Stall after stall after stall after stall. Some of it's nice stuff, but I definitely don't need any of that. So that's it. Pub Street, Siem Reap. It's really nice. I like it. I like it. Good night. Thought this was interesting. This is where you get the fish massage. You stick your feet in the tank there, and the fish come up and chew on your feet. Oh, sorry. And you can see they give you a beer. $3 for a fish massage and a free beer. Good morning. Second and last day in Cambodia. This is the Prohm Temple. So what I've done this morning is hired a driver, tuk-tuk driver, and he's going to take me to all of the small temples. I went to the two big ones yesterday, and there's 5 or 6 small ones we're going to hit this morning. The goal being to get back by noon, because it gets hot. Even noon is pushing it. I'm hoping we get back by 11, but these temples are all included with your ticket. I bought a 3-day ticket. Even though I'm only here 2 days, it's cheaper. And most of the temples open at 7:30. They're open from 7:30 to 5, with the exception being Angkor Wat, because it opens at 5 a.m. And I was there at 5 a.m. yesterday. With this tree growing out of the temple. Hey, Prohm. So I know, a lot of these are going to be very similar today, but, I want to hit as many as I can, and it's all included on the ticket, so why not, right? I'm not going to sit around the hotel after I came halfway across the world. You can see these walls here, these trees, amazing. There's the main building. Look at the way this tree is growing out of the temple. Or I guess this is more the wall, but the trees are growing right out of the side of the temple. This is so cool. can see again, the level of detail. And some of it's well preserved, some of it's halfway preserved, and some of it's gone. This stuff's 900 years old, so, you know, you can understand it. Look at that big tree shooting out of the top. I can't see the back. I don't know if it's actually inside the building or not, but I'll bet it is. I'll know in a minute. This is so cool. All right, so this is stop one, Prohm. All right, second stop for the day. This is Preah Khan. Do what? Oh, I get it later. Yeah, because I'm on a video now. So yeah, thank you though. Thank you. Preah Khan. You know, after a while, these temples all look similar, but each one has its own little kind of twist. Like you come through this archway and wow, man, this is cool. Like I'm the only one here, you know, because this is the way to do it. Because everybody starts out at Angkor Wat and they don't get here till way later. So this is the way to do it. I could have crammed it all into yesterday, but it would have been brutal, you know, especially with the heat. So my advice is you do Angkor Wat and maybe one or two others early the first day. Then you go back to the hotel and chill while it's hot. Then you go out in the evening. And then in the morning you come out and you do some of these other ones. Look at this. Because I can tell you when I left that second spot yesterday, we went back by Angkor Wat and it looked nothing like when I was there. I mean, there was thousands of people and hundreds of cars and just insane. Like I don't even think I would enjoy it with that many people there. So that's the way to do it. You hit it early. One morning that's going to be 5 a.m. to go to Angkor Wat. And this morning I went to breakfast at 6, got in the tuk-tuk at 7, and got to that first stop at 7:30 right when they open. And I don't think I'm going to be climbing those stairs. It says, be careful. Yeah. All right, second stop for the day. Preah Khan. All right, next stop, Som. There's like no one here. There's the vendors. There's a little vendor shop. Each one of these temples has a little thing, which is good. Because if you need a drink or use the bathroom, there is a place. Of course, they all want to sell you stuff you don't need. Here she comes. Hi. No, thank you. Oh, ticket. Sorry. I have to give the ticket. All right, I had to shut it down to get my ticket because it's on the phone here. Telling everybody no thank you, and the guy's like, hey man, I need to see your ticket. This is a little one. I didn't know there was a guy looking at the tickets. This is cool. So you've got they're all similar in that there's an outer wall and then there's an inner temple and things like that. It's super peaceful. I can't stress enough how important it is to beat the crowds. Like, people will be here later, but they're not here now because they're all over at Angkor Wat. We passed the second biggest one. I think it's called Bakheng that I went yesterday. We passed it on the way here, and it wasn't too busy yet. It's only 8:30 in the morning, you know. So let's see. It's not even too hot yet. This is the way to do it, man. This is the way to do it. Buy a 3-day ticket. Even if you're only here for 2 days like me, it's way better than trying to cram everything into one day. I'm here for 2 days. So I have time to chill out and see everything on one ticket. $62. All right, well, this one's not nearly as impressive as some of the others, but taken by itself it is. Just when you start to compare it to some of those other ones. So you can see they've got some projects going here to keep the walls from falling. So you can see the walls starting to fall down. So peaceful. All right, on to the next stop. All right, this is the next stop, Neak Poan. Got Neak Poan Lake and Neak Poan Temple. So the temple's down yonder, and I have to walk down this path to get there. It's 9 o'clock, the sun's just starting to come out, and it'll be a scorcher. So again, I'm beating the heat here. It's pretty good, pretty good. So be at the temple here in just a minute. All right, this is the Neak Poan Temple, and after walking across that bridge across Neak Poan Lake into this island, I would say this temple's about halfway through the island. And there's an ancient dike down a different path, which I will check out on the way back and film if it's decent. If not, I will not worry too much about it. But this is the Neak Poan Temple. All right, last stop on our tour of the smaller temples and monuments. This is Preah Khan. And this is the entrance here. And this highlights having a private tour is actually worth it, because we passed the main entrance about a half a mile back, and there was about 20 tour buses pulled off the side of the road. It was total mayhem. There was people everywhere, and I thought he was just trying to find a place to pull in. He kept going, and he took me to this side entrance. So, being on a big tour bus with a bunch of people is not really my style. full disclosure, I'm kind of sick of riding around this tuk-tuk. And, you know, you're breathing in fumes, you're breathing in, you know, you can keep your mouth shut and you can wear glasses, but it's still going up your nose, and it starts to make you queasy after a while. Last night I had to wear my sunglasses in the tuk-tuk to get back to the hotel, even though it was dark, you know, because riding around these things all day will wear on you. I'm planning to go somewhere 15 kilometers out of town tonight to watch the sunset. And the thought of taking a tuk-tuk there does not appeal to me, but I don't know if there'll be another option. These cool things. Preah Khan. What's interesting is, you know, even though I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the history, and there's very little in English, most places at least have one little plaque in English that tells you a little bit. And what's interesting is all these temples were built within 100 or 200 years of each other. They're all between 900 and 1,000 years old. So that's interesting. They were built by different people for different purposes and different groups and whatnot, but they were all built around the same time, which I thought was interesting. So that appeared to be the gate, and up ahead it appears to be the main attraction, so I will come back on at that time. All right, this appears to be the main attraction. Ahead, you see some monks over there to the right. You may be able to hear the music going. You can see the walls on either side, and then I don't know if it's considered a temple or what it is, but by the way, I just saw on the sign there, all these places that I've been today are all considered World Heritage Sites. You know, everybody knows about Angkor Wat, but these smaller ones are all under the same auspices of protection. By the way, it goes without saying, if you have mobility issues, you can't do this stuff. I mean, you just can't. I hate it for you, but don't try if you're going to be miserable and not be able to handle it, because nobody's going to help you, that's for sure. So we're inside now, and it's probably going to be more of the same, because you can see down yonder, it must be the other side. It's huge. It didn't look that big from the outside. All right, let me shut this off before I trip on something and crack my head open. All right, well, that was intense. I didn't think it was that big, and it was huge. And I was swimming upstream against probably 200 regular people and 300 monks. And it's hot and it's treacherous. And I started to turn around, but I figured, I'm like just as far on the other direction. Let's see. So you can see that's the way I came out. But to call this one of the smaller temples is kind of false advertising. It's humongous. It's just most of it's gone. The basic structure of it is still there, the walls, but a lot of the upper part has come down. And you can see the trees and stuff growing through it. Let me see if I can see that tree right there growing up. Super cool. So I'm going to try to walk back to the tuk-tuk on the outside because I don't know a better way to do it. I'm certainly not going back through that again. Man, that was intense. So it's about 10:30. It's starting to get really, really hot. And I've hired the driver until noon. But I told him I'd like to get back earlier if possible because I know how hot it gets at noon. So this is our last stop. $20 to drive me to all these monuments. You know, you can't beat it. He probably would have taken me to the two big ones for the same price, but I mean, I already been there yesterday. I'm not going to go get in heat stroke to see him again. $20, drive around half a day. At first he says it was going to be like 6 hours, and I was like, no, that's too long. It's going to be more like four and a half by the time we get back. So that's it. Everything's cheap here. You know, you have to buy your ticket, $62 for 3 days. Food and drink is dirt cheap. Really, the biggest expense is just getting around. And, you know, getting to and from town from the hotel is $3 each way. Half a day tour is $20. I paid $8 to take me to Angkor Wat yesterday morning, and then I paid $15 to go from Angkor Wat to the next biggest one and then back to the hotel. So it starts to add up when you're running around all day, but still, compared to US prices, it's so cheap. And you can see kind of the side of it there. That's where I just was, in the belly of that beast. And man, those buses must have all been those monks, because there was about 10 or 12 buses that we passed. and oh, by the way, they must be monks in training, because they all look like children. They were all super young, and they acted like normal teenagers. They were just dressed like monks. It's hilarious. And they're all super nice and friendly and respectful. When you deal with people here in Cambodia, they are super nice and super polite and everything like that. But when you're just walking by people in public, you know, people don't really acknowledge you, you know. Vietnam's worse. Like, they pretend like you're not even there in Vietnam. It's just a different culture. I remember seeing some content from a creator over here in Europe, and she went to the US and she couldn't believe how everybody was friendly and was always saying hello to you and asking how you're doing and stuff. And that struck her as odd, being European. And so like I kind of get it. Spent a lot of time in Europe, but I never really noticed that much. I mean, it didn't really occur to me until I saw her video, but that's the way it is over here. I mean, I walked all over Hanoi and nobody even said hello to me in 2 days. You know, and the people I tried to talk to didn't speak any English, so that was weird. But all right, hopefully I am going the right way to get back to my driver. So next stop is the hotel pool. So on the way back to the hotel, the driver suggested that we stop here to the Killing Fields Museum. And I just went and read some of the information, and man, it's disturbing, like really disturbing. So these are some remains that were dug up, and where I'm standing is an area where there was mass graves, and people were tortured. And it's hard to believe that this happened between 1970 and 1975. And in addition to just the actual torture and murder of people, they sent everybody else out into the fields to work, and 2 million people died. This was the Khmer Rouge, Pol Pot, and so forth. And it just goes to show you how much evil, as wonderful as the world we have, the fact that 2 million people died, and it wasn't even that long ago. I read information about some of the torture, and it's so gory and so disgusting and so horrible. But the museum is rather interesting. It's like hard to believe this peaceful site right now was a mass grave. I mean, this is right downtown of all places. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But anyway, 2 million people died. Unbelievable, unbelievably horrible. Evil still exists in this world. Good evening from Phnom Bakheng, which is billed as one of the two places to go see the sunset. The other being a little further out of town, and the thought of taking the tuk-tuk that far was not optimal. And then supposedly from the top here, you'll be able to see Angkor Wat and a lake and some other things. It is a little cloudy. It's not horrible though. I mean, you can see the sun, right? And I'm going to be climbing those steps there to watch the sunset from the top. And this is at the top of a mountain. It took 20 minutes to walk up. It was not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't horrible, but it certainly wasn't easy. So this will be the last stop of the day before dinner. And so I guess it's time to start climbing so I can scope out a good spot. All right, so I've climbed these stairs here to the top. And I could see why they say come up here, because you do have a vantage point of everything. I can't see the city, which they said I could see from up here, but it's very cloudy. But I can see Angkor Wat there, barely. And over here's a beautiful view of the sunset with a crane due to the construction. And the closer you get to the front, the more crowded it gets. People scoping out their money spots. I don't know how early you have to get here, but I can stand up. I don't need to get a good seat. Everybody will have the same view. So if you can stand up, and I'm blessed to be able to do that, then no big deal. Here's the crane. Here's the upper deck seats. That's where I'm going to try to scope out a spot. And you can see the lake they talked about. And yeah, there's a few hundred people up here for sure. I think the other place would have been less crowded. It was further out of town. And they sold me on this place because of being able to see everything else because you're on the top of a mountain. But with it being cloudy, you can't really see much. Or let's call it hazy. It's not really cloudy, it's hazy. So I've got about 25 minutes till the sunset. So I'm going to go up here on this top deck and wait for that to happen. Way down inside, baby, you need love. Give it cool, baby. Give it cool, baby. Give it cool, baby. Give it cool, baby. Oh, what I love. What I love. What I love. What I love. Thank you. All right, good evening from Siem Reap. Last evening here, and we'll be flying out in the morning. And so I don't forget anything, and in case I don't have any time at the airport in the morning, I want to wrap a bow around all this. Couple things. Number one, correction on what I said earlier at the Killing Fields Museum. I said 1970 to 75. That was the beginning of the problems. But all the deaths happened from 75 to 79. So that doesn't change anything. It just makes it even more recent. It's horrible. So I just wanted to correct the record on that. The sunset, it was cloudy, couldn't really see much. I fully intended to get back on and have one last little blast of that. The sun was beautiful, but you couldn't really see anything else. And then the next thing I know, it was gone. And so then there was a mad rush to get out of there, 400 or 500 people trying to get down those steep stairs. So I said, I'm out of here. And then the walk down the mountain. And by the time I got halfway down the mountain, it was pitch dark. It happened just that quick. 1 minute the sun was up, next minute it was down, the next minute it was pitch dark. It was amazing. And it was a mob scene getting out of there. So missed out on that. And so the tuk-tuk driver took me downtown, had a nice meal and some beers, and went to the Hard Rock Cafe. I included a little clip of that. That was my request, by the way. And I didn't think they could do it, and they did a really good job. So it occurred to me at the last minute I should record it after the song was almost over. So that was awesome. So let me wrap a bow around Siem Reap and Cambodia. I don't have any other frame of reference in Cambodia other than Siem Reap. It's great. It's really good. Everybody I encountered was great. All the drivers were good. I never felt unsafe. They'll barter with you, but nobody's trying to rip anybody off. Just really nice people. Very service oriented. This whole area is based on tourism, so they know how to do it. They really know how to do it. The downtown area is nice. Pub Street, all the restaurants looked good. Both places I ate were really good. Everything's cheap. It's like a pizza's more than a steak. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but I mean, everything's good. So I give Cambodia and Siem Reap a big thumbs up. Angkor Wat is amazing. If it wasn't for that, probably nobody would come here, but those other temples are equally as nice. They really are. And so yeah, nothing but positive about Cambodia and Siem Reap. Good people, good food, good prices, beautiful scenery. It's awesome. It's awesome. Courtyard Hotel. It's great. It's a great hotel. It really is. If they had a lounge here, I would consider it a full service Marriott. It doesn't feel like a Courtyard at all. I don't understand.
Marriott's branding in Asia, because I stayed in one in Penang, a courtyard, and that was beautiful too. In fact, it was nicer than this one. So I don't understand their positioning, because courtyards in the U.S., 75% of them are dumps and 25% of them are just okay. None of them are anywhere close to being this nice. I mean, I had lunch at the pool. You know, that would never happen in the U.S. So the courtyard gets a big thumbs up. All the people are very kind, service oriented. You know, you have cold towels as soon as you walk in the lobby. They have water. I mean, they can't do enough for you. Breakfast was great. So courtyard gets a thumbs up. It gets really a 9 out of 10. The reason it doesn't get a 10 is because of the location. You know, it's not in town. Theoretically, it's walkable, but not really, especially in 90-degree heat. So it's $3 each direction for the tuk-tuk, and that's what you have to do to go in town. So that's it. I'll be getting up here in just a little bit. I gotta get to bed and get up, and the same person that brought me from the airport is supposed to pick me up in the morning, so fingers crossed that he shows up, since that was 2.5 days ago. I'd be shocked if he didn't show up. He's a really good driver and really nice kid. I'd be shocked if he didn't show up. But anyway, hopefully I will have time at the airport, if it's smooth, to check out the lounge and report on that. Don't know what to expect from Cambodia Angkor Air. Online check-in went very smoothly. And so I think I'm going to be okay. It's a brand spanking new airport. If they don't have their act together, shame on them. You know, brand new, beautiful airport. It's got about 12 gates. I can't believe they even have enough flights for that. But so that's it. Good night from Cambodia, and I will check in from the lounge in the morning or when I get to Ho Chi Minh City. So back to Vietnam. Good night. All right, greetings from the Siem Reap Airport. I am in the Angkor Lounge, which I accessed through Priority Pass. So this is a brand new airport, year old. It's an hour from Siem Reap, so people complain about it, but brand new airport, brand new road to the airport. I was expecting it to probably be pretty good. So I get to the check-in, and I'm 10 minutes early for them to open. They open at 7:30, so I got in line at 7:20. They opened 5 minutes early, checked me in just like that, and went through immigration just like that, went through security just like that, right into the lounge. So I literally stepped out of the cab 20 minutes ago, and I've already dropped my bag, got my boarding card, had my documents checked, been through immigration, to exit the country, and been through security, and entered the lounge 20 minutes. Like, this is the best experience you could possibly imagine. There's zero way it could be better. Brand new airport, squeaky clean, beautiful, really nice. I don't know why they need an airport this big. It's got about 12 gates. It's really nice. So I'm in the Angkor Lounge. There's probably only about 6 or 8 people in this whole lounge. It's not a big lounge, but it's very nice, very nice. And I looked at the food. The food looks amazing, but I just had a buffet at the hotel. I'm not even hungry at all. So I've got my Coke Zero, which is kind of hard to come by around here. In fact, it's even harder in Vietnam than it was in Cambodia. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and I will definitely eat something because it just looks too good. And I don't know what happens when I get to Ho Chi Minh when I get to eat. So I'll eat something here in a little bit. It all looks excellent. I have no reason to believe it won't be. One thing that's kind of weird, though, is it's 8:15 in the morning, and there's no breakfast food. It's all lunch food, which is okay by me because I've already had breakfast. But I just thought that was weird. I mean, they've got beef stew, they've got spring rolls,
They got chicken and vegetables, and they've got noodles, all kinds of fancy desserts, which I don't need, but then they've got everything. They don't have bottles of water. I can't take a bottle of water on the plane. So anyway, right now, they say the flight's on time. So far so good. Knock on wood. Angkor Air, Cambodia Angkor Air. And then my boarding card says Air Cambodia. So I don't even know. But at any rate, so far so good. And I'm just going to chill out here and watch some NFL football on my phone until it's time to board. So I will check in when I get to Vietnam. Signing out from Cambodia.